Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are doing fine and I hope you miss the school as we miss you in the school. So today I am here to teach you for the 4th class and my lecture is 5th one for the 5th week. So the class is 4th, the subject is science and it's the 5th week, so my lecture would be 5th one. So moving towards our unit number is 2. That is materials. It is all about materials and the chapter is chapter number 3 and it's all about clothes and fiber. Do you have an idea what clothes are? Do you have an idea? Yes, you do have an idea, beta. You do have an idea what clothes are. You see clothes everywhere in your home. For example, you wear clothes. You see it in the form of curtains. You see it in the form of bed sheets. You see it everywhere. Everybody is wearing clothes that differ from one part to another. Okay, so that is all about clothes. And how do we make clothes? How do we make clothes? We make clothes from the fibers. So this is our topic. This is our chapter about clothes and fibers. So we will be discussing about clothes and fiber mainly. So moving towards what you have learned earlier, because before I jump on our today's topic, I want to revise your previous one. What you have learned earlier is, you have learned about sources of the fiber, you have learned about synthetic fiber, you have learned about the natural fibers, we have discussed all about this. So now what we're gonna teach you today is, before teaching, now I'm gonna tell you what the clothes and fibers are. You get the clothes from fibers and we get the fiber from plants. We get the fiber from the cotton, we get the fiber from the flax plant, and we get all those fibers and then we spin it up and we by the help of machines we make different broad spectrum of fibers and we made clothes out of it. So what we do have, if we talk about fibers, then we do have two kind of fibers. One is natural and one is synthetic. So as you hear natural, what comes to your mind? On your mind, I think that comes up if you say something natural, that exists naturally, that exists by the will of God, that God has created that thing, that is natural. So if you talk about the natural stuff, then it comes about plants. So all those sources that we get from plants or animal, that comes under natural fibers. And moving towards the next topic, that is a synthetic fiber, which you have learned earlier. The synthetic fiber thing is, if you get the fiber by yourself, for example by the help of machines, by the help of synthetic chemicals, by the help of different machines, chemicals, and you spin that up, so that is called synthetic fiber. That means that you have created that fiber. That means scientists have created that fiber, that is called synthetic fiber. We have created it in different companies, different machines. So what are the sources of natural fibers? We get the fiber from the cotton, we get the fiber in the form of linen, and then we get the fiber from different animals. For example, from sheep, from goat, and from camels, we get the fiber as well. And if we move towards synthetic one, then we get that one from typically from chemicals, and we create it in different experimental sections. And there are some other sources of fibers as well. For example, if you see cotton clothes, that is mainly made up from cotton. That is a very round fluffy ball, that is a plant which you see in the villages normally. If anybody from you belongs to a village, then he most probably have seen that plant in the village. So what you need to do is, we get the fiber from that plant, then we spin it up and make a threads out of it, and then after making the threads, machine gonna spun that fiber into yards, and then yards gonna make the fiber into in a broad form of clothes. And if we moving towards linen fiber, so linen fiber is basically we get from the flax plant. Flax plant, as you know, it's a plant as well. So it has a very long strands. So we get the linen fiber from that. And first we put the flax plant to root. That means कि in simple forms, if I tell you, गलने सड़ने के लिए हम उसको छोड़ देते हैं. We put them in the machine, उसको छोड़ देते हैं for गलने सड़ने के लिए. Then after that, what we do? We beat them up, we separate the fibers, and then we make the clothes out of it. So basically, we have made the clothes in this form, linen clothes. After that, we are moving towards jute. Jute fiber is basically basically we obtained that jute fiber from the jute plant. Jute plant ko, if we pronounce it in Urdu, that means patsan. You might have heard it. It's in your past studies or in your social studies books. So basically jute fiber, so what we made out of it, we made different kind of sacks, we made bags, this kind of stuff with the jute fibers. We made carpets out of it. So all these things are made up of jute. And when we move towards our topic after jute, we also have one other type of fiber that is called coir fiber. C-O-I-R, coir. So coir fiber is basically we obtain from coconut. We make brooms which you use to sweep the floors. We made brooms out of it, and we made the ropes out of it, or we made a different kind of stuff which you normally see in your household things. So all those stuff is made up of coir. So it's basically very rough kind of fiber. Cotton, linen fiber is very soft in nature, but as compared to jute and coir, that is that is a very rough kind of fiber. So if we move towards our next topic, which you have learned earlier, that we made how do we make clothes? We do dyed our clothes before, when we make our clothes, simple, before making our clothes, we dye them up, and after dyeing we can do the printing as well. You see different colors, as you see I'm wearing, it's all printed. So it's basically machine printed, but you have seen the hand printed as well. So that depends on what kind of clothes you are wearing or what kind of clothes you want in your life. So that's all about clothes and fiber. These all the topics are covered earlier in your previous lecture. So now what we are gonna discuss today is, our today's topic is animal fiber. Our today's topic is animal fiber. So after animal fiber, we discuss the other topics as well. So as you see, if you look at this word, this is called animal and this is called fiber. Fibers, this is a fiber we get from the plants. Now we are talking about, mainly we talk about the plant as well. Now we are talking about the animal one. How do we get the animal fiber? Animals have a very thin kind of coat, which you can in the form of hairs that is present on their bodies. If you look at the sheep, that is the main example of the sheep, camel, goat, so all these are the sources of animal fiber. First, what we do is we cut their wool. On sheep, it is present in the form of wool on their body. So first what we do is we cut their coat that is present around their body in the form of thick fibers. So we cut their wool and we get that in the form of, that is called first, the cut form is called fleece. That is in the shredded form. Shredded form, if I tell you in more perspective, then for example I have this paper, and if I throw this up like this, okay, like this, So you can see this is in the different pieces, it's not joined together. So this is the called shredded form basically. I don't have an animal over here, so I will tell you like this. This is the called shredded form, for example. That means every fiber is in a separate form, it's not all together. So after getting this, what we do is we cut their coat, that is called fleece, and we get the fleece in the form of shredded. So after getting the shredded form, woolen fibers are made out of it. So what the woolen fibers are? We get the woolen fibers in the form of wool. What we do is we get that fiber from the animals, directly from the animals, that the fleece, the coat that we get in the form of shredded. We get that up and then we spun it up. And then in machines we make the wool fiber, and after that we make the wool fiber, and that fiber we used for making different kind of stuff. That different kind of stuff maybe we use it for woolen stuff. That could be your woolen clothes, that could be your woolen fiber, that which you have seen in the markets in the form of different forms. So after getting that wool, we basically spun that wool, and we have different things to make woolen clothes. Woolen clothes are basically those are the warm clothes which help us to protect from the winter stuff, which help us to protect from the cold. So woolen yarns, and we also make the woolen yarns out of it. Woolen yarns are basically used to knit the things up. That is a very long kind of thread which you use according to your will. Like if you have seen at your homes, you might have seen at your home, your mothers are knitting the sweaters, your grandmothers are knitting the sweaters. So basically we get the woolen yarns, and after woolen yarn we knit them up as we like. We can make the sweaters out of it, we can make the caps out of it, we can make socks, whatever we like. So after doing that stuff, why we use woolen clothes? Woolen clothes we use basically, it helps us to protect from cold weather. As you know, Asia is the only continent which have a 4 seasons. We are the very blessed people because we have a 4 seasons. We have a winter, we have a summer, we have a spring, and we have autumn as well. So we dress up according to our will. Because if the weather is cold, we dress up according to the cold weather, we use woolen clothes. And if the weather is hot, we use the warm clothes. So basically it's all about what the weather is and how we are gonna go through that weather. So that is the choice to what to wear, but obviously we do it according to our weather. This is the only reason why we have created synthetic fiber. You know, the population of Pakistan and the population of the whole world is increasing drastically. It is increasing day by day. So if you look at that thing, so we do get it from animals, but we do get it from the plants, but that is not good enough for us. So we need to create that stuff. So before we in previous era, in the previous one, we get the fiber from the plants, but moving towards our modern age, looking at the population, we have to make the synthetic fiber. So we have created it, and from the chemicals and from the stuff. So after creating that fibers, we use it in our daily lives. You might have seen different kind of stuff at your home. If you look at your mother's wardrobe, then you might have a different kind of section. That there would be a cotton cloth, there would be a linen cloth, there would be a knitted sweater, there would be a different kind of stuff. You can call it silk stuff as well. So all those stuff, that is chiffon stuff, that all comes under synthetic fiber. If you talk about chiffon basically, so that comes under synthetic fiber. But if you talk about woolen clothes and cotton clothes, the clothes I am wearing, that is the cotton clothes. If you look at this thing, so it's a cotton clothes. So basically we get this cotton clothes from the cotton mainly. And if you look at the chiffon stuff, that might be in your mother's wardrobe, so that fiber is basically created by us, by our mind. So that is called synthetic fiber. So moving towards the next thing. So now we are moving towards a very important topic, that is silk growing. That is silk growing on mulberry leaves. Mulberry leaves, if you have no idea about it, what mulberry leaves is, so you get to eat mulberry. Mulberry is basically kind of a berry that you have get from, which you pronounce it in Urdu as a shahtoot. Okay? So this is the mulberry tree. So it's all about why I have pasted over here. I have pasted over here because if you talk about mainly about this thing, so first thing is, what we need is, we need a mulberry tree. After mulberry tree, what we do is, there is silkworms present over the mulberry tree. First step, which is called egg laying. Mulberry, on mulberry tree, the silkworm lays egg. Okay, so after laying that eggs, which you have seen over here, like this, 1 2 3 4, these leaves you have seen, you can see this diagram on your books as well. It is made over there. So I am just elaborating that diagram, that first step is laying that egg. First silkworm lay eggs on the mulberry leaves. So after laying that eggs, when the few time passes it up, then from the eggs we get a caterpillar. We get a very small caterpillar. You have an idea about what the caterpillar is. You have seen it in the different stuff. So what the caterpillar do is, this is called silkworm. It lays egg. Then after laying egg, you can see over here, this is called caterpillar, which is we get from the eggs. After getting the eggs, the silkworm, this caterpillar woven a thread around themselves, so that it keep on woven it up until unless it's all covered it up in the that woven silk. So this caterpillar makes a woven thread around themselves, and then that typical stage is called cocoon. Right? That typical stage is called cocoon. The cocoon is basically, it's a kind of, it has a caterpillar inside, and all around the caterpillar is a silk thread, which is woven by the caterpillar, and the caterpillar lays, stay inside. And after that, what we get, we put this cocoon in the hot water. In a very hot water, it has a certain temperature. On that, we put that cocoon in the hot water. After putting that cocoon in the hot water, there are very famous technician that get the, that separates the caterpillar, which is the dead, and the silk from that hot water. They separate it in a very good form, in a very technical form. You don't have an idea about it right now, but you will get with the passage of time as your levels of the classes increase. So this basically, when we separate the caterpillar from the silkworm, when we get the caterpillar out of it, then we get the silk. Now what we do is, we woven the silk thread into different yarns, and after making the yarns, we make the silk cloth out of it. Now what is the basic thing, why people love silk clothes? Because silk cloth has a very shiny, very soft in nature. Your mother might have that in your home. You can ask your mother that show us a silk cloth. The silk cloth are very expensive one, as because of their lustrous nature, because of their shiny stuff, and because of their softness. So we do make bed sheets out of it. We do make curtains of the silk. We do have clothes to wear for the silk, because when we get the yards, we do whatever we like. So this is the all about animal fiber. So what we have talked Up till now, this is all about animal fiber. Now we are moving towards synthetic fiber. So synthetic fiber produced by the chemical processes in factories is called synthetic fiber. Examples are nylon and terylene. So these all are example of synthetic fiber. We do have another example of synthetic fiber. For example, rayon, polyester. Polyester is a very famous fiber which was created by our scientist. So these all comes under synthetic fiber. Synthetic fibers we get from the chemicals. So we prepare that in different industries. We have different industries. These all are the chemicals. Polyester, trilon, nylon, rayon, all these are different kind of fibers. So we make the synthetic fiber out of it by using different kind of machines. So we make synthetic fiber just as we get from the animal source, just as we get from the animal plant source. So up till now we have studied plant fiber, we have studied plant fiber, we have studied animal fiber. These are the examples of animal fiber, these are the examples of synthetic fiber. So now we are moving towards what is the difference between a synthetic fiber and what is the difference between a natural fiber. So we are going to differentiate the both. Moving towards our the topic, next topic, that is natural and synthetic fiber. First is natural and the second is synthetic. Now what we learned earlier about natural, we learned about synthetic, we learned about cotton, we learned about plant, we learned about animal sources. So now we learn about the differences. What is the difference between synthetic and the natural one? First is natural fiber is less stronger as compared to the synthetic fiber. It's a more stronger fiber because we have created it from the chemicals, so it has a more durability. This one, it tore up easily, so it has a less durability. So natural fiber is less durable as compared to synthetic fiber. So now moving towards our next thing, the natural fiber catch fire easily. Like if you see this cotton stuff, if you fire it up, like if you lit it up by some lighter or something of this sort, then it will burn easily. But as compared, it will not burn easily, but the synthetic fiber will catch fire easily. For example, you can, no, you don't go for experiment. You can ask your mother, because if you see if that synthetic fiber that is very low in weight, and this one is a bit heavy in weight, so natural fibers do not catch fire easily, but the synthetic fiber catch fire easily. So when you are wearing the synthetic clothes, the clothes which are made up of from synthetic fiber, then don't go for the firecrackers, don't go when they are busting, or you have to be very careful when you are cooking something. So heat should be avoided when you are wearing synthetic fiber. And if you are wearing natural fiber, so it don't have any issue with that. So synthetic fiber, it don't curl up easily, it don't shrink, or this natural fiber, it curl up easily. You can see a lot of wrinkles when you need to iron the clothes. The cotton clothes are the very famous one, because they are not easy to handle, they are not easy to iron the clothes. So now if you go for the second step, that is the third one. This one is the first difference, this one is the second, this one is third. it take a lot of time to dry, because it's a heavy in weight, so it takes a lot of time to dry. But as compared to the synthetic fiber, these are, they dry up quickly. For example, if you see your mother's chiffon dupatta and you put a cotton dupatta on the summers in hot weather, then you can see if it get wet, this synthetic fiber, the chiffon one, will dry easily compared to the cotton one. So the fourth step is, because the things which have created by Allah, that is the most beautiful thing. So if you look at this thing, the natural fibers, they do not react with skin at all. They are very easy to wear, they are very convenient, and they are very soft in nature comparatively synthetic fiber. Synthetic fiber causes a different kind of allergies. Sometimes it causes rashes to the people who are not good to deal with that. So it can cause rashes, it can react with the skin because it is made from the chemical. So chemical can react from skin, because our skin varies from person to person. So after that, these all are the differences why we prefer to wear natural fiber compared to synthetic fiber, because it can react with skin, it can be harmful. It can be harmful if you are allowed to heat for a longer period of time, and it has more durability. In that case, it is a good one. But this natural fiber, that is the most good one to wear. So normally we love to wear natural fibers in the form of a woolen, in the form of a cotton, in the form of a linen. These all comes in the natural. Synthetic fiber we use on different the wedding dresses that are made from the synthetic fiber. So what our next topic is, we do have two kind of weathers. First is winter, second is summer. Meanwhile, we do have in the different weathers. For example, before winter there comes an autumn, and before autumn there comes a spring, and then summer. So we do have a 4 season, but we are mainly talking about winter and summer, because the natural fiber, the woolen fiber, we get from woolen fiber which we got from the animal, basically we wear in winter. For example, we wear sweaters, we wear gloves, we wear socks, and we wear different kinds of caps. They all are made up from the woolen stuff. So these woolen stuff we wear in the winters because it protects us from the cold weather. But when we are moved towards the summer, in summers we used to wear the stuff which is light in weight, which have pores on it, so that we wear cotton stuff. What is the difference between a cotton and a woolen stuff? Now the woolen stuff is it's very heavy, first of all. Secondly, it is woven very in such a way that there is no pores in it. The air could not pass through that specific kind of clothes. So we prefer to wear woolen clothes in the winter because it protects us from the cold air, from the cold weather, and so that we can avoid different kind of diseases. But when it comes to summers, we like to wear the clothes which are made up of cotton. Why we wear cotton in the summers? Because the cotton fabric has a different kind of pores in it, so the air could pass through it, and it allows if you sweat, so it can absorb the wetness as well, so it allows our body to lower the temperature. So basically we wear cotton in the summer and woolen in the winters. That is all about our topic today. What we have learned about clothes and fibers. We have learned first what the clothes are. We have learned in your previous lecture, you have learned about clothes fiber, you have learned about the sources, then you have learned about the plant. But in this lecture we do have revised that thing as well, but we are talking about mainly we are talking about the animal fiber. Then we are talking about difference between a natural fiber, what are the natural fibers, then how do we get it, then we discussed about synthetic fiber, then we have discussed about the woolen clothes, then we have discussed about the silk fabric, then we have discussed about the season as well, why we like to wear cotton in summers and woolen clothes in winters. So now moving towards our next thing, that is an activity on your book. If you look at this book, that is in Inspiring Science 4th textbook. So on page number 20, you have an activity. Now you know. What you have seen is cutting of fleece, which I have told you in the start of the animal source. Cutting of fleece is called coat of sheep. Insects which make silk fiber, that is called silk moth. Like I have described you in that diagram. Food of silkworm is mulberry leaves, because it lives on mulberry tree and it lays eggs over there. The caterpillar forms, so that's why their only food is mulberry leaves. So now moving towards page number 22 and 23. These all are basically your exercises. You need to practice it at home, and you will get this exercise in the, from our WhatsApp, and you can get it from our site as well. And from the site you can get the notes. So you need to write it down on your notebooks, and you need to learn all this stuff from your book and from your notebook as well. So till then, Allah Hafiz, stay safe, stay home, and stay tuned our next lecture. Thank you so much.